Thank you very much, Garth. And as always, a pleasure to be doing these webinars with you and your team. Very, very exciting times right now with TriVita, and especially as we're coming into the end of this year, which is just right around the corner. We have got so many things to be excited about with TriVita, and the new year is going to be, in my opinion, the breakout year that we've been looking for quite some time. So I want to get right into the media side with TriVita. And because a central part of the Business Accelerator Pack that you mentioned, Garth, that we'll be going over in detail, one of the key components to that pack is the fact that you can start your business out with 14 contacts. So let's dive into a little bit about our co-op advertising and marketing system. You'll see that we have it, I like to refer to it as the unfair advantage. And the reason I like to call it that is because if you look out in the direct sales industry today, there is no other company out there that is doing what TriVita is doing. Companies have tried, but they've never been able to perfect it. So we truly have something unique in the marketplace, unique in its ability to give anybody the ability to grow and build a business. It's also unique with respect to being able to introduce this phenomenal business opportunity to other people. So let's talk about the media strategy for 2018. I will tell you that the strategy that TriVita has laid out for 2018 with regards to the co-op advertising and marketing system is the best that we've ever had in the history of TriVita. Because what we have is an entire year that we've scoped out, TriVita has scoped out in terms of what they're going to be doing in terms of introducing products, and you'll see multiple product pathways. Multiple product pathways will increase the lifetime value of your customers. What do I mean by that? Well, currently we have on television, obviously, the MyoHealth product. And the MyoHealth product is producing phenomenal results. Not only results, product results, the customers are getting great results, but the people that are responding, and literally hundreds and thousands of people now are responding to this TV program. So we know we've hit the right niche market with this product that helps people not only preserve muscle health, but increase their muscle mass, which contributes to a greater quality of life. But there are two other products that are going to be released in 2018. In May of 2018, you're going to see a brain health product. Now, I don't know, I'm just calling it brain health because that's what it deals with. Don't know what the product name is at this point, but what I can tell you is this product is under the direction of Dr. Robert Sheeler, a former Mayo Clinic physician that's on staff with TriVita, along with a team of professionals from UCLA University. This product addresses one of the top concerns and issues of the target market that we have in the media, which is the baby boomers, and that's brain health. I'm talking about, the main concern of people as they get past 50, things like dementia and Alzheimer's, declining mental cognition and just mental clarity. This is a phenomenal product that will be released on television, probably around May or June of this next year. And then Nopalea. Now, everybody knows about Nopalea. If you've been around TriVita for any length of time, we all know Nopalea, one of our top-selling products of all time. As a matter of fact, it is the top-selling product in terms of volume, dollar volume, with our TV infomercials. Now, B12 was number one in terms of units sold, but as far as actual dollar volume, Nopalea was number one. That product will also be coming back on television. They're just getting ready to start clinical studies, again, under the direct leadership of Dr. Robert Sheeler. The clinical studies will allow us to go back on television with the new formula that's even better than the initial formula that we introduced back in 2011. So here's the point, folks. 3 products. Right now it's MyoHealth, followed by Brain Health, and then Nopalea. These are all coming on television in 2018. Well, here's what that really means. The customers that you buy right now today, the MyoHealth customers that you buy today, they are going to be exposed to these other 2 products. And these other 2 products are part of that demographic, the baby boomers that I'm talking about. This is the niche market that we have with TriVita on television. And I'll talk in a minute how we reach that market, why we're going after that market. Let me make it clear. This is not, Trivita is not just a company that's for the baby boomers. Our products are great for people of all ages. But in terms of marketing and reaching a niche market on television, this market is the one we're going after. Let's go, if we could, there we go. The third point I want to make on the media strategy for 2018 to increase, and all of this again goes back to increasing the lifetime value of customers. Enhanced and extremely powerful back-end marketing with multiple touch points. What do I mean by that? Well, if you've been around Trivita for any length of time, you've seen the powerful back-end marketing that they include in the co-op system, in our customer acquisition system. This is at no additional cost to us, but you get, your customers, your members are getting product catalogs. But in addition to that, Trivita has really ramped up the email contacts that they're sending out, even outbound phone calls. Okay, and then of course the care center, when the customers are calling in, the upselling that's taking place in the care center. So all of the back end with Trivita in 2018 to support your customers and keep them ordering product is way beyond what we've ever done in the past. So that's a bit about the media strategy for 2018. And one final thing that I'll talk about, and I just found this out yesterday in talking with our CEO, Michael Ellison. They're working on some very focused campaigns to reward your members, your customers that you acquire from the TV program, in encouraging them to refer other members. And it's a type of campaign, and I can't give you all the details on this call, but I can just tell you it's the type of campaign that they've never done before, and they believe will absolutely encourage a tremendous amount of referring activity from your customers. How would you like to buy a contact and you pay your $95 for the one contact, but over time they end up referring 4, 5, 6, or 7 others that start buying the product that are your customers. Okay, this is all part of the strategy for 2018. Let's talk about the key to the co-op advertising and marketing system, and that is the high frequency of TV airings. This is very, very important. The more times that we can show these TV infomercials, the better it is for everybody. The old, as the rising tide raises all boats, right? Here's the things it does. The more we can get on television, it controls the customer acquisition cost. You heard on our last webinar, Donita Dykstra from corporate talk about how this is reactivating lapsed customers. Well, the more times we see it, the more we're going to have customers. For those of you who've been with us for a while, you're going to have customers that haven't ordered for a while. They're going to continue to see this infomercial, and it's going to bring them back. But here's another strong point I really want to make, and that is the customers you buy today, the more times that we can get on television and they see that, and they're thumbing through the channels, and all of a sudden they see the infomercial that prompted them to buy MyoHealth, it validates and it reinforces that buying decision that the new customers you have just made. It keeps them ordering. We know this is a fact. So how do we get higher frequency of TV airings? That's as we move forward into 2018, as we all begin to purchase the business accelerator packs, the executive builder program, and double down that you heard about last week. It just gives us that ability to get more frequency on television. It's very, very key. All right, so I want to talk just for a moment, and then we're going to bring on a special guest here in just a couple minutes. I want to talk about the target market with Trivita, the baby boomers. Now, 90.7 million, and this is according to a recent article in USA Today, 90.7 million population in USA today. Okay, 90.7, that's roughly 1/3 of the population. But here's a key point. Americans 53 years and older accounted for almost 50% of consumer spending. That's a lot of dollars. That's a good market to reach. Here's another point that I thought was very, very interesting. They have the highest level of discretionary spending power. This population that we're reaching on television, they're not having to make the decision when it comes down to the end of the month and they're looking at their budget. Do I buy groceries or can I buy, in our case, supplements or other products, right? They have the discretionary money to spend. And here's what we do know about this population. They are spending money on products that enhance their quality of life and health. And that's what we have with TriVita in these products. Now, again, I want to make this point. This is a company that has wellness products for the entire population. But in terms of the co-op, the sweet spot, the area that we go after is this targeted market of the baby boomers for all the reasons you're seeing on the screen. Now, we know this also for a fact, because many of us have seen this. The customers we acquire, they have kids, they have grandkids. They start telling them about the product. So ultimately, we do reach down into those other markets. And from a business point of view, I will tell you this. When I started TriVita, I was in my early 40s. The product we had on television was this sublingual B12 product targeting this same market. It didn't stop me from wanting to participate in the business because I knew I could acquire these customers that fit this demographic. It is still one of the best demographics. So here's the question. How do we reach this audience? And this is, folks, this is so, so very important. The unique partnership that Michael and Susan Ellison have with James and Betty Robison, a business and personal friendship that spans over 40 years. James Robison is a known, highly respected TV personality and pastor. He's been on television since 1968. When he launched the first product on television for TriVita, over 2 million customers. This is a guy, this is a couple, I should say, that has they have millions of viewers that know and trust them. And they reach that target market of the baby boomers. And that's why you're seeing the minute we went on television with James and Betty, the numbers started to just blow up. I mean, they just started to go. This is the ideal situation because we have the perfect people to represent TriVita and these products, the 3 products that I mentioned before, MyoHealth, Brain Health, and Nopalea, as we roll them out in 2018. It's a fantastic relationship and very, very excited about what that's going to do for us. So let's move forward. I want to bring on a special guest now, Presidential Director Fred Ganzer. And Fred is somebody that's been extremely successful in TriVita. Fred and Paula live in South Dakota. They're some of the top producers of all time with TriVita. You know, Fred, I called you, I think it was back in the first part of December, and I explained to you a little bit about a program called the Executive Builder Program. And it didn't take you very long to say, I want to participate in that. So if you would just share with everybody that's on the call tonight what you saw, not only in the Executive Builder Program, but also why you think that this co-op program might be a good place for people to focus their energy on this next year in 2018. Fred, it's all yours.
Thanks. Well, when you first told me about it, I couldn't believe it because it sounded so good, and I had to really mull it over for a little while because nothing like that has ever been produced by TriVita. And my next thought was, okay, now this is really a very, very good deal. I mean, for those people that don't know, if you do the Executive Builders Program, you do get 40% of everything that those customers purchase for a whole year. And with the power of this new infomercial that's promoted by James and Betty Robison on MyoHealth, I mean, MyoHealth really works. And if I have time, I might even tell you my testimony of how it helped me. But MyoHealth is so effective that when people take it correctly, they will get results. And when they do get added strength and muscle mass, they will not want to stop taking it, because if you stop taking it, your muscle mass will revert back to where it used to be before you took MyoHealth, and nobody is going to want that. So logically, they will want to have a muscle health and muscle strength that they might have had maybe 10, 15 years ago. So it's just a no-brainer not to continue taking it. I've been taking it continually, and it's done wonders for me. So I had to think about, how am I going to pay for it? I'm going to do this. I just wasn't sure exactly how to do it, and everybody's got different ways to do it. I don't recommend anybody go out and get in debt or mortgage a house or do any weird things. But I had some gold coins sitting around that anybody that's into precious metals knows that gold really hasn't been doing anything for several years. I'm thinking, well, it's not doing much. I think I'll just liquidate them, and I'll buy the MAP customers. And so that's the route I personally took. And my customers, goodness sakes, I think of the 100 customers that I got, like 95 of them are taking the challenge. I got a few that are doing some other products, but the MyoHealth infomercial is just bringing in tons of people that are interested in feeling younger and stronger, and that's what MyoHealth does.
Well, that's fantastic. Brad, let me ask you this, just as a kind of a parting comment. You know, you participated in the Executive Builder Program, which is acquiring 100 contacts up front. I'm going to turn the call back over to Garth, and he and Tom are going to be talking about the Business Accelerator Pack. But from your perspective, let's say somebody doesn't have the financial resources necessarily to put into the Executive Builder Program. Based on your personal experience that you've seen with the customers you've acquired for the program, what would you tell those people that are looking perhaps at maybe launching their business with the Business Accelerator Pack with 14 contacts or customers?
Well, wow, 14 customers that are going to be getting results and loving it and continue purchasing. That's, you know, you can't beat it. When I first came into TriVita, let me think, 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago, I bought a pack that I think had 25 MAP customers in it. I think there were B12 at the time. These customers are just so much better than those customers. So anybody that's coming in with getting 12 of these customers is like getting multiples of the previous pack customers. Customers that get results stay ordering, and that's what we have here.
Fantastic. Well, Brad, as always, thank you so much for everything you do, your leadership in TriVita, and for being on the call tonight. It just really appreciate having you with us.
Thanks, Bryan.